Hi, Mr. Spilling! Are you ready to learn a new family of instrument today? Yeah, that's great. Today we're going to learn about a member of the brass family. It is called the horn. The horn is a very special instrument because it's the only brass instrument that's played only with your left hand. Along with being the only brass instrument that's played with the left hand, the horn is also special because it doesn't face the listener. It faces away from the listener. It's also very simple to assemble as it only contains two main parts. These two main parts are the main body of the French horn and the mouthpiece. Now this horn is very special because it actually contains three parts. It has a separate bell section and it has a body section. Your horn will only come in one piece, so you don't have to worry about doing the extra assembly. Now the horn is a brass instrument and we make sound with it by blowing through a cup-shaped mouthpiece. So reach into your case and grab your mouthpiece. Now as you can see, this mouthpiece is quite small. It's quite different from the instruments that had reeds. The way that we make sound here is that we're going to vibrate our lips through the mouthpiece cup. So to start off, I want you to try making a horse noise, like the horse blowing raspberries, with just your lips without the mouthpiece. That's a really great start. Now whenever you make these raspberries, make sure that you keep your cheeks pulled all the way in, nice and muscular, and let's try this time getting a higher pitch. Let's get a higher note. That was excellent! And the way that we do that is by tightening our lips and making a higher sound. Very nice. Now the way that we actually make the sound on the mouthpiece is that we put about 75%, that's about 3/4 of the mouthpiece on our top lip, and only 25% or 1/4 on our bottom lip. It should be higher on our top lip than our bottom. Let's see that position. Very good. Now, with that high-pitched buzz, we're going to take that high-pitched buzz and make it into the mouthpiece. Any note is fine. Very good. Now, if you want to make a lower note, you can relax the corners of your lips a little bit and blow a little bit slower air. Let's hear that. Excellent. Very, very good. For bonus, you can also make siren sounds going all the way up and all the way down from the highest you can go to the lowest you can go. Let's hear that. That was awesome. Perfect job. Now that we know how to make a great sound on just the mouthpiece, now it's almost time to pick up the horn. But remember, since the horn is a special brass instrument, we have a few special things we need to learn how to do. Primarily, we need to learn what to do with our right hand. Most brass instruments are played with the right hand, but since the horn is played with the left, the right hand has a special job. The right hand has the job of supporting the bell so that we don't drop the horn, and it also has the job of making the sound channel through our instrument. Now, the way that we make our hand shape is that we either make a Miss America hand, like you're waving to the crowd, or you could also do a soldier salute. Now notice with both of these positions, your thumb is tucked in. It's not over the back of your hand and it's not underneath. It's directly off to the side and slightly bent. The rest of your hand is gently cupped, but not too much. Now when you pick up the horn, the bell is actually going to go on the outside of your thumb knuckle, and it's going to rest there. Now you have to be careful when you pick up the horn because it doesn't have any thumb rests or any other place to put your hand. Most of the weight goes right on your right hand. So, now that we've practiced that, let's put our mouthpiece somewhere safe because we need two hands to pick the horn out of the case. When you pick up the horn, you don't want to grab it by the bell and you don't want to grab it by any of its many slides. As you can see, the horn has a lot of curly slides. If you grab any of those, they might come out and the horn will drop to the ground. Now, just like all of our other instruments, it's very expensive and hard to get fixed. So when you pick it up, you're going to pick it up at the lower branch on the outer side by the main tuning slide. Good. You're going to lift it up and pick it up with your other hand too to give it full support by the valves. Very good. So this instrument is shaped completely differently than any of the instruments that we've had before. It's also much, much heavier. It also doesn't have a neck strap or anywhere to put your hands, so we have to be very careful with it. The next thing that you do is that you make your special shape with your right hand, either the Miss America hand or the soldier salute, and you're going to put it inside the bell about halfway. Now make sure that you're not putting it in too far. You've got to have it in just far enough to give you support to pick up the horn. If it was in all the way, we wouldn't be able to hear any sound because it wouldn't come out, and if it was too far, you wouldn't be able to hold the horn. So get it just right in the middle. Very good. Now hold the horn on the other side with your left hand around the valves, the three valves. The one closest to you is valve number 1, the next one is valve number 2, and the last one is valve number 3. 1, 2, and 3. The valve on the underside is called the trigger, and it's operated by your thumb, but we don't have to worry about that until later. Now, the most natural position for the horn is when you bring it to yourself. Remember, just like flute, never go to the horn. Now, there's two different ways that you can hold the horn. You can either hold it off your knee if you're tall, like you are, Mr. Spilling, Or if you're shorter, you could also put the edge of the bell on your right hand leg. Choose whichever one is most comfortable for you. Very good. Now safely set the horn down on your lap and grab your mouthpiece and gently put it into the lead pipe. When you put it into the lead pipe, you want to give it just a tiny turn. Don't force it in too much because then it can get stuck. Very good. Now let's try out that playing position again. Bringing the horn to you, making sure the mouthpiece is in line with your face, and ready to go. Very good. Now when you play horn, there's one of two notes that you'll probably get your first time. It's not important to know what these notes are, it's only important to make a sound. So let's try to make that good buzz, hit whatever note comes out without pressing any valves down. Take a nice deep breath. That was excellent. Very, very good. Now there's notes below that one that you can play without pressing valves, and there's notes above that without pressing valves. Try to hit one of the other notes. Very, very good. Now don't be afraid if you don't get all those notes right away, because horn is a finicky instrument and it's very difficult to play. It takes a long time to master. Very, very good. Great job so far. You've gotten quite a few notes without even pressing down any valves. Good job. The next thing we need to do is packing up our instrument. So the first thing we need to do is to gently take out the mouthpiece after setting the horn on our lap safely. Make sure you always keep at least one hand steady on the horn, just like you have it on your lap. Good job. Now put the mouthpiece safely in your case and return your horn to the case. Remember, your horn is different than the one that has two pieces, so you won't need to disassemble it. Remember, whenever you're taking the horn from one place to another, to always hug it to your body so you don't run into anybody else and you don't drop the horn. If you always keep these things in mind, you'll be well on your way to becoming an awesome musician on the horn.